We're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 damage on turn 5.
Headshot.
This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Hit the link in the description below to get 5% off your order and help support the show. It's me, Vince, your boy, and I'm playing in the early access events. We've got access to all the cards from New Phyrexia, Phyrexia Oil is 1 to play in Standard and similar. I'm playing Unlimited too, but I'm playing Oil Cannon as the first foray into this format. Oil Cannon is an aggressive deck with a combo finish. Our whole game plan really is to get 10 oil counters across permanents we control and then activate a third ability of Filigree Silex to shoot someone for 10. We can shoot them for 20 if we have a Solfim Mayhem Dominus in play that doubles the damage that we do.
That's a lot of damage!
However, we don't often need to hit them for 20 because we're going to try and hit them in the face with some aggressive creatures initially to get them below 10 to then shoot them in the face. Our oil counter enablers are a 3-mana 4/4 that can become a 6/6, it can blow up artifacts and enchantments, and it can also gain Vigilance and Menace to get through. This is actually a reasonable beta. The oil counters that comes with, which is 5, is a huge help to getting there with Silex. Then we've got 2 1-drop enablers as well. We've got Exuberant Fuseling that gets a count when it enters the battlefield and counts whenever an artifact or creature that we control dies, and that also then gives it +1/+0. So it comes as a 1/1 and it grows to help that aggressive beginning. Swordblade's Gambit is a 1/1 with haste that taps to ping by removing an oil counter from it, and it gets an oil counter every time you cast a non-creature spell. So it will normally end up with around 3 or 4 counters on it itself. And we have Furnace Skull Bomb, which is a riff on the old spell bombs. Skull Bomb not only triggers Scamp by being cast, but it also triggers Fusing when it leaves. And its second ability is 2 mana, sacrifice it, put 2 oil counters on target artifact. So that can even be on our Silex to tick it up enough to make it a Wrath, but also draw a card 2 at sorcery speed. We have a Mana Dork that also does this. When it taps to make mana, it can exile cards from graveyards and grow to have oil counters on it. And lastly, we have Urabrask Forge, which is secretly one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card in the deck. It is a 3 mana artifact that at the beginning of your turn put an oil counter on it, and then create an X1 red Phyrexian Oil creature token with trample and haste, with X number of oil counters on it, and you sack it at end step. So basically, it makes a 1/1 the first turn, a 2/1 the second turn, a 3/1 the following turn. But also, you can put oil counters on it using Furnace Skull Bomb, for example, and the land that I'm going to talk about now, which is this the Monumental Facade. It's a sphere, it's not legendary, and it taps to move an oil counter from itself onto a permanent. So you can grow your Urabrask's Forge using this, and you get big fatties that swing in with trample, just putting little points of damage through here and there, and when they die, they trigger and grow the Fuseling. And then we have the damage doubler, and we also have 1 copy of All Will Be One, just to be putting counters on things to ping stuff as a finisher if we somehow don't get to filigree them. Of course, Filigree Silex is a way to interact with our opponents too. We can blow it up on 0 to kill pesky infect tokens, on 1, 2, and 3 for aggro decks, and 4 and 5 for planeswalkers, and then a Braid. Well, a Braid just gives us a bit more of an interactive ability within the deck. And then Twilight, I kind of want to play 4 of this. We probably should cut the All Will Be One. Or maybe even one of these. This isn't necessary, Solfim. But Greenstone Twilight says it's an X spell. When you look at the X cards, top of your library, +1, and you get to put a land or a creature from among them. A land and a creature from among them into your hand. And if X equals 5, you get to put them to the battlefield instead. So basically, it grabs parts of our combo. It grabs 5 oil counters to finish off the Filigree Silex combo. It grabs Solfin, double damage if we can't quite kill them because they're not on 10 yet, and so on and so on. It's basically just a cantrip and a card selection spell to hit land drops and to hit parts of the combo or aggressive creatures. Weird deck, fun, inspired by Frank Carsten's tweet about turn 4 combo kill. Honestly, I think we're just aggroing people and killing them. When they start to turn the corner, they play some stabilization creatures, and then we just dome in the face for 10 with a Silex from hand. It's pretty sick. If you like the video, smash that bell down below. Big shout out to Wizards for giving me access to the All Will Be One early access account. Let's get into some games of All Will Be One Standard. That's right, I rarely play Standard on this channel, but it's fun to play with new cards. Let's do it. Okay, we're giving our oil cannon a go. We've got some things that make oil. We've got 2 copies of the Silex as well. Yeah, we'll give this a go. Bear in mind, these are legendary. We're going to go ahead and play Copperline Gorge and make an Exuberant Fuseling. It ETBs and makes an oil token onto itself. It gets +1/+0 for each oil counter on it. So every time an artifact or enchantment, artifact or creature dies, we get another oil count. Interesting. So we're going to go Mountain, Furnace Skull Bomb, another Fuseling. We are Oil Matters. You could call the deck Oops All Oil. I'm calling it the Oil Cannon. I'm going to activate my Skull Bomb. I'm going to put 2 oil counters on this Fuseling and draw a card. Because it got destroyed, we put more oil counters on my Fuselings as well. That's 6 damage. They play a Death Touch, Toxic Echospit Basilisk. We're going to play a Filigree Silex. We're going to play a Monument. I'm going to get into the red zone now. I could have played another Silex to sack it to the legendary effect to put a counter on each of these, actually. Go to damage. They block here. Don't forget we've got Trample as well. We're going to replay a Silex, so I think I sacked this for 0. and just grow both of my creatures. So they both get grown thanks to the artifact going to the bin. We trample over, one of them dies, we trigger put an oil counter here, we play the filigree, and then we just pass the turn. If we had 10 oil counters, we can just shoot them to death with filigree Silex, but we can't. Phyrexian Obliterator lands. We're going to go ahead and put an oil counter on our filigree Silex. So we can't attack into that anymore. We only have 7 counters right now. No attacks. We'll end the turn. Hope they don't have a fight effect for the Phyrexian Obliterator, because we just get ruined by that. So we're going to have to sack a creature here. That puts us back to quite low down on the Silex plan. So our Fuseling dies. We take 4 damage for not being able to sack enchantments and planeswalkers. We take 5 from the Obliterator. We're going to go ahead and put an oil counter on our Silex. We had a really good start and then we flooded a little bit. I ain't playing too many lands, honestly. We're going to play a Miglos. I might have been better off just playing that next turn. Yeah, because they make me sack this now. Because we've had 10 counters next turn. So hopefully they don't have an Edict or a removal spell here, but I should have slammed it next turn and just killed them. That would have been much better. Yeah, they have an Edict. That was my bad. So I've kind of missed lethal basically to a sorcery speed removal spell. We go to 7, they hit us for 5 here. We drew a Sophian, which is just not enough because we don't have the ability to hit them. So if I just slammed the creature this turn and gone for it, we would have been in a much better spot. Okay, good game. That's on me. We had a win there, I think, but I messed it up. The amazing thing is, if we block with this Sulfur, we have to sack 10 permanents. It's pretty dumb. And it's also got trample, hasn't it? So we take the exact 3. We die before we have to sack anything. So we should have slammed the 3-drop and then fired off the cannon. That's good to know. I'm also going to trim a land. We're currently on 24. So I'm going to trim a land now. We're going to keep this. We've got turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play. Swordblade Scamp. Draw an exuberant Fuseling. We're going to play a Fuseling here. I'm tempted to play this Green Sun's Twilight for 1. Yeah, we get a bit of value with the Swordblade Scamp as well. X equals 0, basically 1. Put a counter on here. We find a land. Submit. Comes to hand. Okay, good. Then we just get into the red zone for 1. Bit of a union from our opponent. I don't know what this does. It gives haste to creatures. Okay. Going to play our Facade, and then we're going to play our Urabrask Forge. Every time we sack a creature, it gets to buff the Fusing. It's pretty cool little goblin power Phyrexian combo thing. That's a guess. So I probably don't want them giving whatever they're trying to get out here haste, right? Like they put a Traxxas in the bin. I'm going to remove an oil counter, put it on the Forge, and then I'm going to play Miglos. We're going to swing with our 3-1. They check to see if Swordblade Scam can ping the Geth. It can't. It dies. It powers up the Fuseling. Okay, so they're going to be able to, like, reanimate an Traxxas, which has lifelink, by the way. It's going to get them a load of cards. It gets them to they get to pick, like, one of each card type and put it into their hand. 6/6 lifelinker. Okay. They're going to give it haste and get into the red zone. We take 6 here, going to 14, and they go to 21. They put an Atraxa, a Diagraph Rebirth, a Go for the Throat, a Cruelty of Gix, and a Deathglade Cap, it all into their hand. A lot of stuff. This has Vigilance too, which is pretty wild. So they discard to hand size a lot of crap. We untap and draw. We didn't ping with our Swordblade Scam, which I should have done. So we're going to play a Swordblade Scam, we're going to play a Monumental Facade. We're going to go ahead and put a counter on my Urabrask Forge. We'll put a counter on my Urabrask Forge. And then we've got mana to still pump our Miglos Maze Crusher. Now we're going to attack them for 6. I wish she was an artifact. I could blow her up with Miglos if she was. And a 6/1. So this is going to be 12 damage. If they block, we pump Miglos and trade it with the Atraxa, which they will then reanimate with Geth this turn. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and put 2 counters on this. It gets Atraxa off the board. They get to reanimate and draw cards. But then they're using their mana to do that and not what they're doing to us. We'll grow our Fuseling. We'll die. This will die, and that'll grow off Fuseling as well. We currently have 11, 12, 13 counters on things. 13 counters on things. Now, think about using removal here, but they're actually going to make an Atraxa instead. So Atraxa comes in, it's a 6/6, it doesn't have haste right now. They put a load of cards in their hand, they're going to have access to Go for the Throat here as well, so they can kill like our Fuseling or something. They put a Conjure of Worlds into their hand, they put loads of stuff, so they're going to go for the Throat of Fuseling. Nothing we can do about that. We're going to activate the Swordblade Scamp at end of turn and ping them. We could really do with drawing some gas now, like any one of our things that do stuff. The one that doubles damage would be sick. We did not draw it, although we got a Skull Bomb that draws us a card, I guess. So we'll play a Skull Bomb. It puts oil counters on our Swordblades. And then we're going to go ahead and activate it and put 2 more oil token counters onto this Urabrask's Forge. We drew a Fuseling. We're going to go to combat after activating this Monumental Facade and put another counter on Urabrask's Forge. We're making a 9/1 every turn. Here comes the 9/1. 10/1. Oh, let's go! Here comes a big Phyrexian boy. Do you take 10, opponent? Do they have a way to blow up our Forge? That'd be really sad. They've got double Diagraph Rebirth. They've got Jubilant Brawl. They've got Conduit of Worlds. Rustine. I don't think they do. They just block with Atraxa and regrow it, I guess. Keeps them alive and keeps them drawing cards, and maybe they find an answer. Bear in mind, Attract's got lifelink here. So we're trampling for 4, but they're gaining 6 back, so it's not doing a huge amount of damage. Okay, so we trample over. We make no headway toward their lifestyle, but we are making like 10 threes every turn and growing our Fuseling. We also have a Boseiju that is good against perhaps like the cruelty of Gix, I guess. They're just making Attracts at every bloody turn. I guess all will be 1 would be pretty decent. I guess I'd only ping them a little bit here and there though. They go ahead and make a big green thing. What does this do? It's a trampling, warding, hasting, toxic 4. Okay. We're going to take 7 and gain some poison here, because this has trample. Yeah, that's fine. Is it an artifact? No. So I can't even Boseiju it. Ugh, Boseiju, you're letting me down. We drew another land, for the love of God. So we're going to take a lot of damage next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and make an Urabrask Forge token, get into the red zone with it. I'll attack with a Fuseling as well. We've got to block at least 2 points of damage coming through, so we've got 2 blockers there. Nah, Fuseling's on block duty. They put the old Rustine in front of it. This has trample, so they do take some damage here. This dies. We grow our Fuseling slightly. If we could just kill this Geth, would be in a much better spot, I think. They go into the red zone. Geth does not have trample. So we're going to go to blocks here. We're going to trade a 3-1 and a 1-1 for Geth. And put a 1-1 in front of the Tyrant effects. And then we're going to ping them. Okay, we're going to get hit for 6 going to 1. We'll kill the Geth. They can reanimate Geth anyway with the multiple reanimation spells in their hand. Play a Jubilant Brawler. They untap the Tyrant effects. They play a Fable. We draw a Swordblade Scamp. Aye. Okay, the game is over. Good game. I'll play this. Go to combat. We'll make it an X1, a 12-1. We'll swing with it. It's a lot closer than it should be. I think our deck needs some interaction. I think I'm going to put in the 3 damage proliferate spell for 3 mana. It feels not great. Maybe a fight spell would also work if we're making big things. They let the Tyrant effects thing die for some reason. I don't really know why. Are they just mucking about now? Is that their plan? They can just hastily remake it here. They're toying with their food, but it's for the content. They can reanimate our thing to blow up our forge. They could just kill us here. This feels quite BM. So for those that don't know, you're meant to stay in games to allow people to like fully do their combos and stuff to make for the content. Here our opponent is just prolonging the game now by blowing up my Urabrask Forge. Okay, sure. Wait, no. Oh, this give his haste. Oh, okay. I'll let him off. I'm not going to use this third ability to blow up my Forge and then keep the game going, but that's fine. They got me. Right, let's put some interaction so we can kill Geths, and then maybe we can oil combo people. Okay, Fuseling, Spell Bombs, and a Filigree. Let's give this a go. Let's go with a Fuseling. It's a 1-1 to begin with. Playing to our opponent. Let's play another Fuseling. And a Spell Bomb. Yeah, thinking about doing something, they're hovering their hand. Do they have a 1-mana flash creature? Is there a 1-mana white flash creature? No. They're playing the land, by the way, the Elish Norn land. It looks like Elish Norn's arse. Skylive's Hive. Cool. So they're on like white or white-green infect. We drew a Miglos, so we're going to play Miglos. And then we're going to get into the red zone again for 2 more damage. If we get them below 10, we can kill them with a Filigree Silex. After activating the Spell Bomb. This is the Infect Bitter Blossom. They take a damage and then make a 1-1. The 1-1 can't block and it has Infect. We're going to get into the red zone here. We can't activate the Furnace Spell Bomb at instant speed, which is me being a dum-dum here. This can't block though. They're going to destroy Evil my Maze Runner. I think I just activate and blow up their Hive at this point. Yeah, I'm fine with that. The Maze Crusher dies and our opponent takes 4. They're on 12. Are they going to get in for their first point of infect? They are. We're about to get toxified. Our toxicity levels will grow. We'll get a little pip of greenish black oil. Each player who controls a multicolored creature draws a card and destroys all creatures. Yeah, sure. They don't want to get hit over and over by our beautiful Fuselings. Cool. So we're going to play a Silex, War Dog it out there. Then I'm going to play a Facade. And then I'm going to pass the turn. We're going to be taking up our Filigree Silex in their turn. I'm keeping the Skull Bomb up in case we draw another creature. Although we can crack it and put 2 oil counters on top of Artifact as well. So we can put it on the Silex if we need to draw some cards. Bearing in mind, the Filigree only sacrifices to deal 10 damage. We just need to find 2 more points of damage somewhere. We've got a Welcoming Vampire, which draws cards off of the Bitter Blossom effect. There's a Deflector coming. I'm going to just abrade the Welcoming Vampire right now. I don't want to draw any cards. We drew a Green Sun's Twilight, which I didn't tick up my bloody Silex. I'm such a dum-dum. Okay, we're going to go to 4 here on the Twilight. Look, 4 cards. We get to put a land and a creature into our hand. If I had 1 more point, could put them into play, but never mind. Miglos and a land. Play a land for turn and pass the turn. They get to now hit us for infect. I will tick up my Silex this time, because my Silex can actually blow up the Deflector Mite. They play an Annex Sentry, which can exile target permanent, right? Artifact or creature, yes, okay. They're going to get our Silex here. So me ticking it up was actually irrelevant. I'll put a counter on it for a laugh. Miglos can actually kill the Sentry with its 3 counters. We need to draw another land at this turn, though. And we did, but it's a tap land. So we're going to play a Miglos. Now, this is tapped right now, and it can give them hexproof from a colour. So we have to actually blow up the Annex Sentry now, because otherwise the Squirrel can protect it. Do they have a 1 mana protection spell in white? They do not. So we get our Silex back. There's perhaps an argument for killing the Squirrel instead, but it's a legendary creature too, so if they draw multiples, it's actually quite bad. They play another Sentry. They'll be able to protect it with Squirrel this time. Oh, they're going to take my creature this time. Wow, didn't see that one coming. We're going to put an Oil counter on our Silex. We can actually put counters onto it with a Skull Bomb and pop that Sentry this turn as well. If you want to go on the creature plans, there's the cannon plan. Which would another Miglos. That's pretty funny. Let's play a Miglos. It's legendary, by the way, so we have to be careful here. We'll destroy the Skrelv. Okay. So they got a toxic 1/4. And we can still, next turn, we can furnace Skull Bomb onto the Filigree Silex and then detonate it to kill the Annex Sentry. Or we can Monumental Facade onto the Silex and kill the Sentry as well without popping the Skull Bomb. Because we don't want to lose a little bit of oil counter equity. Mondrak, so double tokens for them. It's also a 4/4 that can become indestructible by sacking 2 other artifacts or creatures. So we drew a Skull Bomb here. So, what to do? Do we give this Menace and swing? Because once they're below 10, we've got a threat. I'm going to sacrifice the Skull Bomb to draw a card and put 2 oil counters onto our Miglos. I didn't take out my Silex again because I'm an idiot. Play another Skull Bomb. If we swing here and they don't block, we can actually hit them for 8 if we want to. And of course they don't block here, so we attack. Actually, I think I might give it Menace and Vigilance. It's too late to do that, to give them Vigilance. Because they just block the Annex Sentry. We don't get any value off the Miglos that comes in. I should have given Vigilance before combat. Yeah, I'm going to remove an oil counter and give it Vigilance. Menace, the important part here. Because we don't want them to block them with a 1/4. We want them to force them to block with both creatures if they need to. So now they can block with Mondrak and Annex Sentry, and we just kill Mondrak. No blocks. So we do 4, taking them down to 8, and then we're actually in the territory for shooting them with the Silex. I'm going to play the Scrap Gorger. This is our mana dog. That's a 0/3. It becomes a 3/3 when it's got 3 oil counters on it. It does self-generate oil counters by tapping to exile things out of graveyards. So whenever you activate it for mana or attack with it. No attacks from them. I'm going to put a counter on my Silex now. We untap. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counters, 8, 9 counters with the Skull Bomb, 10 counters with the Scrap Gorger. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice my Skull Bomb. And I'll put 2 counters on my Miglos Maze Crusher and draw a card. Now, if they kill something in response here, we can't activate the Silex this turn. If they kill the Miglos in response here, we actually lose access to the card draw from this. So they're going to exile Miglos here. Okay, so we'll spend 3 of our mana then to destroy their Annex Sentry. We will get Miglos. We're going to keep this one. The other one goes over the bin. March dies. There we go. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counters still. So now we activate this for green. Put an oil counter on it. Exile their Sentry. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Activate this. Remove 10 oil counters. And just shoot them in the face with a big oil cannon. 1 here. 5 here, 2 here. Wow, we got through a removal spell there as well. That's pretty decent. There we go. We just Silex them in the face. That's the... Yes! That is fucking sweet. We oil cannoned them right in the tits. So we have 2 Scamps and a Forge. This isn't that good. I guess we get to make tokens, counters, should I say. Poison counters. Not poison. Oil counters. But is it good enough? I don't think you mulligan it. It's got some action, and this card's pretty aggressive, so I think we'll give it a go. Our opponent did mulligans. That's good for us. We're on the draw. Blue-green. We've got double damage here, which is good for us. Let's play a Swordblade Scamp. We'll get into the red zone for 1. I guess each Scamp for each oil counter is going to be 2 damage with Sulfim in play. What the hell is this? Oh, there's copying spells with Ivy. This feels like a combo to me. I think I'm just going to abrade this and hit them in the face. Yeah, I think I'm going to abrade this, yeah. It copies the spell, I think. But both copies... Oh, okay, I misread Ivy. Whatever. Into the red zone. Readings for losers. Oh, other than Ivy. Okay. So I could have 2 for 1 them, but I don't want them also getting the buff themselves. I'm going to play a Swordblade Scamp. And then we're going to Green Suns for 1. Green Suns Twilight, importantly. Get 2 oil counters, look 2 cards deep, and put a land or a creature into our hands. We're going to put a land into our hands. We've got a 4th land drop for Sulfim. And then we're going to get in for 2. Do they have a flash creature? Should I be playing around flash creatures? No, we're fine. Put them to 15. Okay, so now we've got Urabrask Forge, Trigger on the Swordblade Scamps, a Facade, a Facade, a Facacia. Put a counter on the Urabrask Forge. Go to combat. We're going to make a 2-1 with Trample. I think they're going to the red zone again. They got 4 mana up now. If they have 1 hasty threat, we lose 1 of our Scamps. By hasty, I mean flash. They go to 11. I think they were really dependent upon the Ivy. Then I rated Rot Priest. Okay, so they're trying to cast multiple spells in order to get multiple triggers to put multiple toxic counters on us. That makes sense. So, March of Burgeoning Life, which does something. It's the Kamigawa one. What does it do? Oh, they get a second copy of Rot Priest, and we take an Infect. Okay, we've got a Filigree Silex here. I think they're just dead, right? We go Miglos, Silex, hope they don't have Spell Pierce up. Get some counters on our Scamps. We might as well go for the kill, because we have a good board position regardless. Silex resolves, and now we just kill them. Shoot them for 10. We're going to do 5 counters here, 1 here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 damage, Exactsies. Good game. Yeah, okay, the oil cannon, pretty decent. That was a turn 5 kill there. Pretty clean, honestly. You got the aggressive early game and the late game. I'm starting to wonder if Solfim is even needed. It obviously gives you the nut draw that we've yet to attain. Okay, this hand is double land, Scamp, Silex, and some other shit. Yeah, this is good enough. The Skull Bomb will get us into some more lands, I'm sure it'll draw us there. So we've got Copperline Gorge. We're on the play as well, which is pretty decent. We play a Swordblade Scamp. We get into the red zone. I don't really know what's going on in this art. Is the Swordblade circular inside the middle of the body? Pretty sick. Play Dark Slick Shores. The new art is great. I'm going to play a Facade. I'm going to play a Silex. Maybe that's the wrong sequencing here, but then we can get into the red zone. It means that we can actually play the Skull Bomb and activate it next turn to draw a card off of it and put more oil counters on the Silex. Of course, we don't want to overcommit our oil counters to the Silex, because then we might want to pop it on 2 or 3. We push it to a 4, so we're going to put 1 counter on the Silex here. We're drawing a Brave. We're going to play a Rock Veil. I'm going to play Urabrask's Forge here. It's a pretty good thing to put counters on with Furnace Skull Bomb. Go to combat. We make a 1-1. We get into the red zone. We're an aggro deck with a combo finish, and I am here for it, honestly. End of that turn, we're going to put a counter on our Silex. We're now halfway towards just killing them dead with Sofum plus the activation. I'll play a Forge. Hang on, halfway dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're really close to just killing them, aren't we? I think we play they're going to have removal or counter spells here. So we're going to play the Furnace Spell Bomb, should I say. Put a counter on my Swordblade Scamp. They're going to kill something here. So playing this off mount for just to die doesn't seem good. Unless we're willing to discard the Skull Bomb and the Abrade to keep it alive, I guess. But it could be an exile effect for all we know. We're going to activate this, put 2 counters onto the Urabrask Forge. We draw a card here, but our mana's auto-tapped us out. Okay, we definitely have a kill next turn. Go to combat. Make an X1. A 4-1. I'm going to get in for 5 here. We've got a post-combat Filigree Silex kill. Nothing from them, so they just covered their hand looking at stuff and they didn't do anything. End step threat, maybe? No. Okay. On 11, by the way. So an activation of Swordblade Scamp after the Filigree Silex activation kills them. This is without Solfim. They play an Iganjo, so they were considering using Iganjo, I guess, to kill the Swordblade Scamp, but they'd rather cast Teferi, who looks at the sunset. Now remind me, does it interact with our board in any meaningful way? So we're going to untap a land, gain 2 life and go to 13. On our turn, so we're going to go ahead and just play a Solfim, and then we have 1, 2, 5. We have enough counters here just to kill them. I'm just going to do it. Remove 10 oil counters from here, shoot them. We're going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 damage on turn 5. Boom, headshot. Okay, this deck is actually a lot of fun. The oil counter thing in general, with all the cards I built up to it, the goblins and the Phyrexian Ghiblis and stuff, is fun. Also, you got an element of aristocrats where you're it's aristocrats where you're monitoring your counters and you're trying to sack things to grow the other aggressive goblin. I don't even know if you need Selfim. There, we could have still pinged them for 2, shot them for 10. That would have been 12, so we wouldn't have killed them actually. So Selfim did make us kill them a turn earlier there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the deck in the comment section below. What are you looking forward to playing in All Will Be One? Are you playing Standard? Or are you looking at some of the cards for Modern, Pioneer, Explorer, Historic, or, heaven forbid, Commander? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.